Let's be honest, we've all been there. Trapped in a loop of negative self-talk, putting off our goals because of a deep-seated fear of failure, feeling totally overwhelmed by anxiety about a future we can't control. It can feel like you're fighting against your own mind, where self-doubt and pessimism are just the default setting. You might have tried to break free by telling yourself to just be more positive or to stop worrying, only to find yourself right back where you started a few days later. So why does that approach usually fail? Because it's like trying to shout over a loud pre-recorded message that's been playing on a loop for years. Simple positive thinking doesn't erase the deep grooves of those neural pathways. To truly change, you don't just need a new message. You need to build a whole new system for broadcasting it. You need to create habits that actively carve out new, stronger pathways for positive thought, making optimism and self-belief the new default. And that's exactly what we're going to build today. Habit 1. Wake up with purpose. How do you start your day? Is it with the blare of an alarm, a frantic scroll through emails, and a rush of stress as the day's to-do list floods in? That kind of reactive start sets the tone for a day spent putting out fires instead of building something meaningful. The first habit is to reclaim your morning by waking up with purpose. The practice is simple. Before your feet even hit the floor, before you check your phone, take just 1 minute to set a clear intention for the day. This isn't your to-do list. It's a statement of being. It could be, today, I will be present, or today, I'll meet challenges with curiosity, not judgment. So what's happening in your brain when you do this? Setting an intention activates your prefrontal cortex. Think of this as the CEO of your brain. It's in charge of planning, focus, and self-control. When you start your day by consciously directing its focus, you're engaging this higher-level brain function from the get-go. You're telling your brain what's important, helping it filter out distractions, and shifting from a reactive mindset to a proactive one. It's a simple act that sends a powerful signal. You're in charge of your day, not the other way around. Habit 2. Establish a consistent morning routine. Once you've set your intention, the next step is to back it up with a consistent morning routine. This isn't about cramming more tasks into your morning. It's about creating a predictable sequence of actions that grounds you and sets you up for a win. Whether it's 5 minutes of stretching, 10 minutes of reading, or a quick walk outside, it's the consistency that really matters. Why is this so powerful? Because routines crush decision fatigue. Your brain has a limited amount of top-quality decision-making energy each day. When you wake up and have to decide what to do first, what to eat, or what to wear, you're draining that precious resource. A consistent routine automates these early decisions, saving your mental energy for the complex, important tasks that lie ahead. This practice strengthens the neural pathways tied to discipline and focus, building self-trust and giving your brain the space it needs for all other positive changes to take root. Habit 3. Practice positive self-talk. The conversation you have with yourself is one of the most powerful forces shaping your reality. For many of us, that inner voice is a harsh critic, constantly pointing out flaws and predicting failure. Habit number 3 is to consciously change that narrative through positive self-talk. And no, this isn't about empty affirmations. It's about cognitive reframing. It's the practice of catching negative thoughts and actively swapping them for more compassionate, constructive ones. For example, when you catch yourself thinking, "I can't handle this," you pause and reframe it. "This is a challenge, but I have what it takes to figure it out." Or you can replace, "I'm not good enough," with, "I am capable and I'm always learning." The science here is solid. Positive self-talk can activate the logical prefrontal cortex and quiet down the amygdala, your brain's fear center. This calms you down and builds genuine confidence. Over time, this literally rewires your brain. You've probably heard the phrase, "neurons that fire together, wire together." While each time you replace a negative thought with a positive one, you weaken the old critical pathway and strengthen the new empowering one. You're training your brain to make positive self-perception its new automatic response. Habit 4. Visualize your success. Top athletes and performers have used this for decades, and the neuroscience is clear. Visualization is a game changer. This habit is all about taking a few minutes each day to vividly imagine yourself achieving your goals. Don't just see the finish line. Immerse yourself in the experience. What does it feel like? What do you see, hear, and smell? Mentally walk through the steps you took to get there. Now here's the incredible part. Your brain doesn't really know the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. Brain scans show that when you visualize an action, you activate the exact same neural circuits as if you were actually doing it. Visualizing a confident presentation lights up parts of your motor cortex just as if you were physically speaking. This mental rehearsal builds and strengthens the neural pathways for success before you even take the first step. It primes your brain to be more confident and less anxious when the real situation comes, because in a way, it's already been there and done that. It also gives you a little hit of dopamine, the motivation molecule, making you more driven to chase the goals you visualized. Habit 5. Plan and prioritize your day. Feeling overwhelmed is a classic sign of a reactive mindset. When everything feels urgent, it's easy to get paralyzed by stress. Habit number 5 tackles this chaos head-on by having you take just a few minutes to plan and prioritize your day. You can do it the night before or first thing in the morning. The goal is simple. Identify your top 1 to 3 most important tasks, the things that will make the biggest impact, and decide when you'll do them. This simple act of planning is a powerful workout for your brain. It engages your executive functions, which are the high-level skills like organization and focus. When you give your brain a clear roadmap for the day, you drastically reduce the stress and anxiety that come from uncertainty. Instead of your brain constantly spinning its wheels trying to figure out what to do next, it can relax into a state of focused action. This practice replaces chaos with clarity and transforms that feeling of being overwhelmed into a sense of calm control. Habit 6. Keep a gratitude journal. In a world that loves to show us what's wrong, the practice of gratitude actively retrains your brain to see what's right. This habit is incredibly simple but profoundly effective. Every day, write down 3 specific things you're grateful for. They don't have to be huge. The warmth of the sun on my face, that productive chat with a coworker, or the taste of my morning coffee are all perfect. The key is to be specific and to really feel the gratitude as you write. The science behind this is fascinating. Practicing gratitude has been shown to boost the neurotransmitters dopamine and serotonin, the brain's natural feel-good chemicals. At the same time, it can quiet down the amygdala, the brain's fear and anxiety hub. This means a regular gratitude practice can literally make you feel happier and less stressed. Over time, it's like a workout for your brain's optimism muscles. You're rewiring your brain to automatically scan the world for the good stuff, creating a lasting shift in your mood. Habit 7. Dedicate time to continuous learning. A mind that isn't growing can lead to a mindset that feels stuck. Habit 7 is to commit to being a lifelong learner by dedicating a little bit of time each day to learning something new. This could be reading a chapter of a book, watching a documentary, listening to a podcast, or learning a new skill like an instrument or a language. Learning is one of the most direct ways to spark neuroplasticity. When you learn something new, you're literally forcing your brain to build new connections and pathways. This process keeps your brain flexible, adaptable, and resilient. Think of it as cognitive cross-training. It challenges your brain in new ways and stops it from getting stuck in rigid thinking patterns. This also fosters a growth mindset, the belief that your abilities aren't fixed, but can be developed. And that mindset is the perfect antidote to a negative one. Habit 8. Practice mindful awareness. So often, our minds are a whirlwind of thoughts about the past and anxieties about the future. Mindfulness is the simple practice of gently pulling your attention back to right here, right now, without any judgment. And no, you don't need to meditate for hours. You can practice this for just a few minutes a day by focusing on your breath or by paying full attention to a routine activity like washing the dishes or taking a walk. The goal is to become an observer of your thoughts, not a victim of them. Just notice them as they drift by, like clouds in the sky, without getting swept away. This practice has a huge impact on your brain. Studies show that regular mindfulness can strengthen the prefrontal cortex, your center for emotional regulation, while cooling down the reactive amygdala. This means when you're hit with a stressful situation, you're less likely to have a knee-jerk emotional reaction. You create a tiny gap between the trigger and your response, giving you the space to choose a much more thoughtful action. Habit 9. Engage in regular physical exercise. The mind-body connection is powerful, and physical exercise is one of the best habits for rewiring your mindset. You don't need to run a marathon. Consistent, moderate movement like a brisk walk, a bike ride, or a yoga class is incredibly effective. The key is to find something you actually enjoy so you'll stick with it. Exercise impacts the brain in a few amazing ways. First, it boosts blood flow, delivering a fresh supply of oxygen and nutrients. Second, it increases a protein called BDNF, which is basically miracle-grow for the brain. It helps existing neurons survive and encourages the growth of new ones, directly fueling neuroplasticity. And of course, exercise is a natural mood booster. It triggers the release of endorphins, dopamine, and serotonin, which is why you almost always feel better after a workout. By making movement a regular habit, you're actively changing your brain's chemistry to support a more positive and energized mindset. Habit 10. Conduct a daily reflection and review. This final habit ties all the others together and makes the changes stick. At the end of each day, take just 5 minutes to reflect and review. This isn't about beating yourself up for what you didn't do. It's a gentle, constructive check-in. Ask yourself, what went well today? Where did I follow through on my intentions? What did I learn? What could I do just a little bit differently tomorrow? This practice is critical for locking in your new habits. When you consciously acknowledge your wins, no matter how small, you're giving your brain a little reward, which strengthens your motivation to do it again. This process also helps you integrate these new behaviors into your identity. You start to see yourself as someone who is intentional, grateful, and resilient. This act of self-directed neuroplasticity, consciously shaping your brain through reflection, is what turns these individual actions into a lasting, rewired mindset. So, you've just been given 10 powerful, science-backed tools to change your mindset. But look, knowing this stuff is one thing. Doing it is where the real transformation happens. It can feel like a lot to take on 10 new habits at once, so please don't. The goal here is progress, not perfection. Here's my challenge to you. Pick just one. Which one of these habits resonated with you the most? Which one feels like it could make the biggest difference in your life right now? Choose that one habit and commit to practicing just that one for the next 7 days. Let us know in the comments below which habit you're going to start with. Declaring it is a powerful first step, and we can all support each other on this journey. And if you found this video valuable, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next one. Remember that feeling of being stuck? It's an illusion. Your brain isn't a fixed, rigid statue. It's a dynamic, living network that is constantly changing based on what you do and what you think. You truly are the architect of your own mind. These 10 habits aren't just nice ideas. They are the actual blueprints for building a more positive, empowered, and resilient you. You have the tools. You have the ability. Rewiring your mind doesn't start with a giant leap. It starts with a single, small, intentional step. Take that step today and watch as your world begins to change, one positive habit at a time.